Hey guys, Emily from Foodbox HQ here. Today we're talking about one of the most popular meal kits in the US, HelloFresh. So let's see what's in our box. Alrighty, so when you open up your box, the first thing you're gonna see are your recipe cards. So we'll take a closer look at these in a little bit, but we'll just put them off to the side. So then we have all of our ingredients. So each of these bags will correspond back to a recipe card. So we have 4 recipes here. We have the mushroom and chive risotto. We have the saucy pork burrito bowls. We have the Palermo prosciutto and chicken penne. And our 4th one is the black bean and pepper quesadillas. We have some other stuff down here. So it looks like we've got the proteins for some of our meals. So there's some chicken cutlets. We have the ground beef and our ground pork. Then we have some banana nut muffins. I think we've got about 4 of those. We've got some dark chocolate peanut butter cups. Some Nana Jude's chicken soup, white cheddar mac and cheese. We have some spinach and feta egg bites. Looks like we've got 2 of those. And then some pre-made meals here. So we have red wine braised beef. And last but certainly not least, some Cuban style slow cooked beef. So let's get organized and talk a little bit more about how this works. The first thing you'll want to decide is what type of recipes are you looking for. They have meat and veggie, family friendly, fit and wholesome, quick and easy vegetarian and pescatarian options. Then you'll select how many people you're cooking for. You can either select 2 or 4, and then how many meals do you want each week. From there, you're then gonna go in and select the actual recipes that you're looking for. There are a little bit of customizations offered. You can add proteins or switch the proteins. Take a close look at those ingredients, so if you're trying to avoid something, you can. Once you select those, all of your ingredients are going to be pre-portioned and packaged and sent to you in these little bags. So everything will be put together right here, and they'll send you your recipe card with very detailed instructions. So you'll see that here. Something that I think is really cool is if you look along the bottom here, you'll see purple dashed color. So that corresponds exactly to the bag of your ingredients. So you can see on the label here, you've got those purple stripes. So those 2 go together. Just a little tidbit that I think makes it pretty easy. Then on here, you've got all your ingredients listed up top. On the back, you have all of your step-by-step instructions with pictures. There's always gonna be about 6 steps, so it's never gonna be super complicated, but it's not throw everything in a pan and you're done. You've got some additional information on the side here, as well as some QR codes. So if you wanted to give some feedback, or if you lose your recipe card, there's a QR code on the bag as well. Once you select all of your recipes, the next option you have is for the marketplace. So here you can add on anything to your cart, whether you're looking for some additional proteins, some additional sides, some pre-made meals, or if you just want some snacks and desserts like we have behind us, you can select it all there. They have a ton of variety. I think they have an entire section devoted to grilled cheese, which kind of gives you a sense of how many different options they have. We're gonna be doing a taste test today. We're gonna be doing the 1-pan black bean and pepper quesadillas. We added ground beef to that. And so we've got our recipe card, we've got our ingredients. So let's get cooking. All right, now it's time for a taste test. Here goes nothing. Wow, that spice mix is delicious. The peppers, all of that goes so well together. This, as you can tell, is a pretty hefty quesadilla. One thing I did want to call out is we have a ton of leftovers here. We have a whole bowl left of all of the filling. So if I had some more tortillas, I could make some more, or we can just have this over rice as an additional touch to the meal. So that was really cool. So even if this doesn't feel like enough food for you, there's always a little bit more. But in general, this is delicious. I'm gonna go off camera because I don't need you seeing me scarfing this down in about 3 seconds, but I'll see you in a little bit for some final thoughts. All right, so just a quick wrap up on HelloFresh. I was really impressed with that recipe that we made. There were so many flavors and sauces in there that I don't typically work with that it was really cool to get to taste something a little bit new that I don't typically make. If you are eating on a very specific diet or you have a very specific allergy, this may not be the right fit for you. While they do have quite a lot of variety, there aren't a ton of options in areas like keto or gluten-free. However, there really is a lot of variety. There are so many different types of meals to choose from. We cooked something from the quick and easy line, but they also have things that are very gourmet, a little bit fancier. There are some obviously vegetarian options as well. So there really is a lot of ways to kind of introduce new recipes and new cooking techniques into your repertoire. One thing I did want to touch on is sustainability. So as you can see on the side of their box, they're very focused on sustainability. They mention here that they offset 100% of their carbon emissions, as well as they're cutting back on food waste by about 25%. We saw a lot of paper in there in terms of insulation, which is nice to see because that's all recyclable. However, I do want to touch on the amount of plastic that we saw wrapping each of those individual ingredients. They do need to get those sauces and loose items to you in some way, so I don't know that there's necessarily a great alternative here, but just something to keep in mind. However, what I will say is I am very impressed by the portion size of this meal. I ate that entire quesadilla and I am so full, but we had so much leftovers. Overall, you're not gonna be wanting, you're not gonna be hungry at the end of the meal. It's not necessarily a diet focus, so it's not calorie counting. They do have some meals that are focused on fitness and health. However, generally this is sort of more for your everyday life, not if you're looking to cut back. But ultimately, it was all absolutely delicious, and I think it's a really great way to incorporate some new recipes and new flavors into your week. So if you're looking for a really great value and a delicious way to eat some new foods, click the link below and check out HelloFresh.